Hi all, Hal here with more Space Engineers, and as you can see we are running around in our pretty much mostly fully functional base at this point. I have been doing a few things since the last ship, which is that wonderful little scout ship there. I've been playing with the balance on our fabrication system over here. So as you know, we've only got 3 refineries, but we now have 7 assemblers. So what that means is I am able to produce faster than I am able to refine, which honestly for right now is not too much of an issue, simply because of the fact that I've been refining pretty much non-stop, where I have not been manufacturing the entire time. Let me actually walk in here really quick, show you what we're working on right now. Okay, just wanted to make sure I wasn't going to depressurize. So as you can see here, our ore summary, we've got a lot of ore. All right, we're looking at just just over 29,000 kilograms of stone, but we've got 3.5 million kilos of iron. So, you know, a third of a million for nickel, 63.5k for cobalt. So yeah, you can see I've got a lot of resource, right? So what I have done is the reason I have so much resource now is because I upgraded my mining vehicle. I added another 4 of the twin drills, as you can see on my hotbar there. So we've got more resource than we really know what to do with. And you'll notice here the platinum, I am now at 307,000. Not running out anytime soon. But as you can see here, we have been processing this stuff as fast as we can. So, you know, we're looking at 47,000 gravel, 1.2 million iron, and climbing. So what I've been doing is trying to translate that over into materials. So right now we're working on just the iron-based materials to try and burn through what's going to end up being something like 6 or 7 million iron ingots. So we've got construction parts going, we've got metal grids, we've got interior plates, we've got steel plates. I did not get to the girders, and I don't think I'm going to make too many of those, because the only thing I really use girders for are windows. And when we get to the point where we're doing more of a build, I will be using them, but I've got enough for now. What I'll do is I'll just kind of passively queue those up from time to time. Small tubes and large tubes we do go through a lot of. Motors we go through a lot of. Displays, as you can see, we got like 43 in storage right now. We're only really using them for workstations and the LCDs, so I'm not going to really worry too much about those. Bulletproof glass we will make more of. Computers, reactors. It's nice to have these the target values on the right column here. Those are actually set by default in the LCD code set. You can go through and you can edit them, and I will be editing them to dial them into more what I build with. But for the time being, it works for what we need it for. Alright, so since we are storing, or we're in the middle of producing a lot of stuff, I'm going to start working on more refineries. Now, I need to figure out a place to put the bloody things, because let's be honest, we have a lot of unused space currently. Right? And I don't think I showed everybody this. Basically, I put in a personnel door. I basically just took this from being opening and closing this door to being just this one unit, so that I can get in and out without having to open up the whole bloody thing. If we do need to open the entire thing, we now have it mapped over here to door number 4, I believe, yeah. So the 4th button. So we have our all go, all stop, emergency stop, and the projector block on and off. So basically, the only time the door should be open is when I'm working on something out here anyway. Any other time I need to get through there, it's just more convenient to have that single one there. Alright, so let's go up and take a look at what we've done to the welding vehicle. So what I've done is, as you can see here, we've gone ahead and added in more tubing, getting the pipes connected over to the drill, and of course all this feeds back into the central system. I had originally planned on doing something a little bit different, and I realized while I was working on it that I was completely over-engineering it, and I was like, you know what, it's less parts to do it this way. So after I had finished everything, I had realized, I could probably have gotten away simply by putting either a conveyor in between each of these, or even just a simple conveyor tube. So I was like, oh well, is what it is. So this is what it does now. Let me give you a little bit of perspective here. That is the hole that the mining vehicle makes. So if you are interested in that mining vehicle, let me know. I will throw it on to the Steam Workshop. I will put links into the mods that you need to have in order to build this thing, because you will need at least the twin drill, and you will need the I think that's the X-Bar power system, the reactor set, and both of those are on the collection I have for Space Engineers. So if you're using it and you want to play with it, I'll put this up there, and then like I said, I will put reminders in that you do need those two mods in order to build this thing. So you won't be able to build it otherwise. Now that being said, you could just take these things out of the design if you didn't want to use them, and replace it with a large reactor. However, I would not recommend doing that. I would recommend using the reactor mod. Personally, because I like the way it looks. let's be honest. I'm going to be honest. I like the way the reactors look. I think that they add something to the game that the vanilla just doesn't have right now as far as power systems are concerned. So, yeah. Anyway. Pardon me. In case of the hiccups. So that's the updated ship. Oh, we've got all these little pieces of iron floating around in here. And all of this is actually from when I was drilling the other day. I had a couple land in, of all places. Are you okay? Yeah, you're okay. Let's make sure everything, because I had some of them hitting the ship. And I actually had to repair a little bit of the base, just some minor collision damage from some of the rocks that were coming out, because we have been mining so much resource. I mean, just look at that. That is crazy. So much fun. Ugh. Okay, so let's get back on task. So we're looking for a place to put in our expansion refineries. Now, I was thinking of either continuing this out, basically opening that room up, and continuing all of this out. Actually, you know what? That body marker is going to just bug me. All right. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I had a lack of oxygen error while I was inside the base, which is really funny considering that room is pressurized. Yeah. We won't talk about that. So, yes, what I'm thinking of is either continuing this room out, or one of the things that I had thought about doing before was continuing it up here. We would cut a hole through here, pass a conduit up, most likely put a conveyor block here in the floor, or just go ahead and continue them off of here, because we do have the cargo container. I could put a conveyor here and then just put a bunch of a bunch of refineries up here. And I'm thinking I might actually go ahead and do it that way, because what I would end up doing is having, like 9 refineries up here. And then for the small ship, this thing, I'm probably going to take it apart in the near future. I haven't decided yet, but basically just break these out, grind this down, and make this a complete floor of refineries. And I'd probably take the elevator out if I do that. I don't know. I think it'll work out to how much space we get out here. how the spacing works. If we have enough space, then I'd leave it. If not, then yeah, I'd probably take it out. Because the thing is once the refineries are finished and built and all of the upgrades are in place on them, I'm not really going to need to access this area unless, you know, it takes a meteor strike. But meteors are currently turned off. They will be getting turned on in the near future. I am just currently stockpiling a little bit of ammo for them, for the defense cannons. Speaking of which, let me see, how much ammo do you guys have now? You've got 20, so let's look at the NATO rounds really quick. Alright. So everyone's got 15 or more. That's actually good. So I could probably get away with turning the meteors back on, but I think what I'm going to do is... yeah, I do think I'm going to go ahead and just put the refineries over here and move and work from there. And what I'll do is, if I can keep the door here, we will have this carry over, I think, because at 9 more refineries, if we put efficiencies on them, because I might even put the productivity on them so that they end up working faster. But that does increase the power draw significantly. Of course, I do have an overabundance of power right now. Decisions. Let's see. I think we're going to do that. I think we're going to go ahead and do at least 3 here, 3 over there. We'll go ahead and move the small ship out. What I will probably do is have the small ship over here, dock down here for now, and maybe move our I kind of like having the welding ship there. Let's see, we have areas over here we could set up a small docking ring for him. See, this is where the decisions part of your designs really come into it. And this is one of the reasons why I tend to keep a room of storage like this, so I can set up multiple docking locations. I don't know. Let's see here. Let's go. Where is our... Let's go take a look over here really quick. Do I have enough room to move you over? You know what? I could probably turn you sideways so that you are running door to door, and then move. Because I don't really use this one all that much. Let's see. Alright, let's see what we can do with this. So what I'm thinking here... Look, more floating iron. Yeah, that thing just pulls so much material. It's like, oh... It's so nice, but at the same time, it is really annoying because you do get a lot of material out of it. Alright, so... I should probably... You know what? I may just go ahead and grind this thing down. Be done with it. Am I gonna have room, is the question. I may not have room to go vertical in here. Nope. Looks like I'm going to be just a little too much. Maybe. I think I'm going to hit the doors. Even if I get through the opening here, I think I am going to hit the doors. That's not going to make it that way. Nope. Oh, definitely not. Okay, so we know that that's not going to work. Alright. So, if it won't work there, will you work over here? I'm wondering if I can get away with, let's see here. See, this, I don't want to be comparing them to the other game, but that other game's alpha update this week, having played with that, this is where I would really like to have the ability to toggle your camera control. So this might require me to clear out a little bit more of the asteroid here. Let's see. It would be a tight fit, but it looks like it will work. Alright, so let's go ahead and drop you down. What we'll do is we'll put a conveyor in there and, I don't know, maybe... Let's see. So if we put a conveyor right here, and then maybe, I don't know, 2 straight lengths? Maybe 1 straight length and the connector? Yeah, let's try that. So we already have, actually we have everything except for the connector that we don't need you. We do need you. Oi, sorry, excuse me. Oh, nothing like a surprise sneeze to wake one up. I will try to edit that down in post-production. Alright, so we need interior plate. Why do I have... Oh, that's because I've been picking it up. Ah, see, it's been a long day. It's middle of the night for me on Monday night, so this is a fresh recording for everybody. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab 10 of you. Actually, you know what, before I do that... See, I almost made a boo-boo. I want 10 of you, and I think I need small tubes. I think it's small tubes for the connector, right? It's either small tubes or one of the plates. So we put you there. We put you there. And then we put steel plate. Okay. You there. Awesome. And that will put it far enough out that I don't have to worry about the engine here doing damage to the wall when it takes off. Because the small... Well, that's actually... That is a large thruster, isn't it? Should be okay. It should be okay. Alright. Of course, I could have just put like a an elbow in and taken it up top. Not too late to do it. I guess I could do that. That would put most of my utility ships up on the top area. Yeah, see, I need to actually start looking at piping these things into a dock system somewhere. This will work for now. Yeah, this will work for now. Alright. Okay, so what I'm going to do, you know what? Let's go ahead and... So what we're talking about here is refineries. So let's go ahead and put where we're looking at doing the refineries. Alright, so we want that there. Where is our connector? Our connector is there. So what we want to do is match this up here. So what we need is this. We're going to put a conveyor here. See, and I do need those elbows now. Come on. All right. Okay. And now what we'll do is we go there. That's one. Actually, do I want to do it that way? Because that means all the upgrade modules are going to be on this side. Which I guess is technically fine. Whoopsie. But it is the opposite of what we got over here. Of course, this is all going to be closed away. See, this is where all the tough decisions come in, right? Let's go ahead and flip it. Alright, so... because this way, if we do it here... and that's 3... and what we're going to do is the same on this side. What's my inventory looking like? Let's go. Need to refill my oxygen tanks really quick. Alright. And you are going to go... oh. Of course, after I do that, right? Bloody rot. Alright, here, let's see. Let's go ahead and grab 10 of those. Actually, let's grab 20 of those, and 10 of those, 10 of those, just in case. Okay. Because what we're going to end up doing here is taking this apart. Alright, so we've gotten that. We're going to go drop... yeah, see, we don't need 100 of those. Whoops. Go ahead. Drop that. How does that do? Maybe. This should be enough, right? Oh, yeah. Plenty. Okay. Because what that we can do now is we're going to do the same thing we did before, which is to... there we go. Put that in there. And one of the reasons why I am running the double connections on either side here, instead of just connecting them up across, is because once I do turn the meteors back on, if one side takes a hit where it removes one of these that isn't connected to the other side, you lose all of the refineries. So I really don't want to risk that. So we get redundancies. Okay. You're 1, 2, 3 already, right? Alright. Alright, and then so that's going to come out there. So if I go here, we do technically have enough room, but I am going to have to get rid of the door, or we are going to have... I guess I could do 8. Because if I lay them down... where are we at for... okay, so if I lay them down, we still have the same problem as far as the actual space is concerned. Well, I guess maybe not. Yeah, we're going to end up with the same space concerns. So if I'm going to lose the room anyway, I'm going to lose the room. Alright, so let's go ahead and turn this, set this thing back right side up. and 3. Okay. Alright, so now we will go place a conveyor. We will... Oh, why am I not... Oh, wrong one. Let's see. It's been a long... Like I said, it's been a long day. Don't judge me. Okay. So we've got all of those placed. What do we need? I think I actually need more steel plates, specifically for the upgrade modules. So now that we have all of that in place, we want this to be with the mods. Do we want power efficiency? Because I'm using power efficiency right now. At least for the assemblers. I'm using the effectiveness. Yeah, I'm using the effectiveness for the first 3 refineries that I have. And what this does is it gives you more output with less input as far as resources are concerned, but it doesn't impact its power usage. The productivity module will give you faster productivity, but it increases the power. So basically, for each unit that goes in, for effectiveness for each unit that goes in, because I've got 3 of these on each of those refineries downstairs, that effectively gives me twice the productivity, or twice the effectiveness of what comes out. So if it takes, say, 5 ore to produce 1 ingot, that same 5 ore is now giving me 2 ingots, which is why I have such an overabundance of the iron ingots right now. So I'm thinking it might be just better to burn through it quickly, because one module, like one productivity module, isn't worth doing. If you're going to do it, you may as well just go ahead and use all of your module slots for the single module type. So this would allow me to produce things to do the refining almost 5 times as quickly. But it requires 3 times as quickly for 5 times the energy, I think is how it works. Oh, so do I want to say? I tend towards the effectiveness. So I could do that, 2 of these and 1 of these, which would bring me down to something in the neighborhood of about 2.5 times the power usage. You know what? We're going to do this on 1 of them, and that'll be the uranium. Right? Well, I guess not. It doesn't really matter, does it? Okay. Effectiveness it is. It's really hard for me to say to not want to use effectiveness modules. I have a really hard time justifying it, unfortunately. Alright, so there's those 4. How many steel plates do we have left? Oh, plenty. Now, for those who don't know, these modules do have 2 connectors on the back of them, and you have to have both of them connected to be effective. Now, I've had people tell me that if you have 2 refineries side by side like this, and you split them across, that it still counts. But I don't know if that is true. Maybe I'll set up a test of that at some point, and we'll see. Alright, so... Okay, so we've got that. And this is why I'm going to end up losing the doorway, because, well, there's just no room for it once we get all of these modules in. See, and what's really funny is the hardcore folks that are into space engineers are sitting there looking at me going, "We've been telling you to do this the entire time." Alright, so... And I may come through and take some of these out and replace them with other modules eventually. But I think that having it overproducing resource is nice, because then I don't have to keep going out and coming back. Because I really hate going out and getting the minerals. Alright, so that is everything. We are all piped up. Let's make sure we have a pipe over here. We do have pipe over here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, weld this stuff up off camera, because basically I'm just going to go ahead and grab that big ship, bring it over here, and have it produce, go ahead and weld everything up, go weld up the other side, get the ship docked. And when we come back on Thursday, I will show you what we have achieved. Hopefully we will be done. And yes, so if you enjoyed this episode, make sure you hit that like button. If you have any questions or comments, suggestions or tips, things you want to see done in here, or mods that you would like to see highlighted, leave that stuff down in the section below the video. I will get back to you as soon as I can. And if I can't get back to you in time, I apologize. It means I just did run out of time. So I am out of here because I am out of time. I hope you all have a fantastic day. If you haven't done so already, I do ask you to also subscribe. You know the spiel. It helps you. It helps me. It's all good. It's the nicest thing you can do for a YouTuber around this place. Anyway, I hope you all have a fantastic day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow for more Empyrean and 7 Days to Die, and on Thursday for more Space Engineers. As always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody. Oh, now goes the long trip.